Boise State for the win. They hand it off to Johnson. Boise State has won the top.
They take a downfield shot. And the catch is made. It's Ryan Williams. Still spinning free. Touchdown. The touchdown in the first possession. Back in the game. And he's loose again. Edwards off and running. Welcome back, Donovan Edwards.
He's going for the corner. He's got it.
This is the Gridiron Uncensored.
And welcome back to another edition of the Gridiron Uncensored podcast. Three of us tonight, Trevor, Blake, and myself. And as you can see, we are rolling on with these season previews. And, we're deep into the Big 12 now. And, we've talked to a couple of teams that, really, I don't know if they're going to get over that hump yet. But one of them we think might. Curious to see what you guys have to say about this Houston team. It's year two under Fritz, and they've done some retooling of their own. 2024 obviously did not go the way they wanted it to again, but there was moments that, upsets. They took down TCU, took down Kansas State. They spoiled their season. Utah. I mean, we just got done talking about them. That that was an upsetting game for Utah to lose. So now you look at going into 2025. There's a lot to change. Some coaching staff stuff. Trev, what are you seeing on that end? Blake, what are you seeing there?
Oh, let's see. Obviously, Slade Nagel comes over. Sorry, that name tickles me a little bit.
I love that name.
I know.
Yep.
If I laugh uncontrollably, it's because the old Templeton's getting to me. So my bad.
But no. I think it's a good pickup. He was with LSU special teams coordinator and tight ends last year, but more importantly, he was with Willie Fritz at Tulane as well. So he's bringing in some of his guys now. So it was Slade Nagel coming in at offensive coordinator. Austin Armstrong is what they say is a rising star. But last year he was Florida's defensive coordinator. So take that for what it's worth. But I think that he'll be a good addition. They can't get much worse than what they did last year in defense. So any addition's a good addition in my opinion with that. They brought in a bunch of position coaches from what I could tell, but I'm not going to list them all. But the two main, I always go with offensive defensive coordinators and where they came from. The Slade Nagel's pick, that's a no-brainer as far as that goes because he was with Willie Fritz before.
Yep. I like the direction Houston's going. I have a rant that I'm gonna say, but I'm not gonna say it
Go
yet.
for it.
Okay, I'll do it now.
Yeah, do it now.
It's just kind of the whole thing, and it's aimed at a lot of people. There is a young man named Connor Wigman, and look, people need to lay off of him, okay? He's a good kid. He's a good guy. He grew up a child actor, and a lot of people don't know this. He played the broccoli in VeggieTales, and he, going into his teenage years, he decided he wanted to play college football, and he goes to play at a great university by a lot of standards at Texas A&M. Well, I agree with you. And the wall behind you and my shirt says different. We're repping that maroon. But let's guys, stop it. Let the guy live. Everybody thinks, oh, he left Texas A&M. Oh, he was getting all this Qatar money. Well, you know what? He wants that Houston oil money. He's heading to Houston, and with him, he's bringing a lot of injuries, several broken bones. But he's a fighter. He's a fighter, guys. And in all honesty, I do think he's going to be a great quarterback for Houston. I'm just throwing shade, but I do think he's going to be a great quarterback for Houston because I thought he was a good quarterback at Texas A&M when he could stand up straight. And if he can stay healthy, I'm just going to move into some of the players. They've got some talent at receiver in Houston. I mean, they do. Stephon Johnson, absolutely. And there is a guy coming in from UAB that I think is a great receiver, and Amir Thomas. And then out of Ball State, there's a lot of people high on Tanner. I do not know how to say his last name.
Tight
Connor
end.
could probably pronounce it. Yeah, Tanner Koziol, maybe.
Poisel.
Poisel, yeah. Either way, we're not playing with Qatar money in Houston. You know, we're doing this the right way, and they're going to have a solid offense.
Amen. Hey, listen, I think you're right. It's interesting with Wigman, and you know, coaching staff wise, I like Nagel coming in. I think the D coordinator change is a solid one. Even though I know they had moments of tough times there defensively, but also they had moments of good times too at D.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at what they're bringing in offensively, because that's where you got to get shit rolling. And you look at the portal class, came in at 27th in the portal. You had 30 coming in, 20 leaving. You mentioned the tight end coming in. And then we got Keanu Parks, a lot of offensive linemen. Trying
Dalton Merriman.
Yeah, there's guys that they've brought in, and I've seen people talking about this team as a sleeper contender for the Big 12. And to me, again, it just is quarterback play. You bring in Connor Wigman. That's the story of the offseason.
Yep.
Is he fully healed? Is he ready to go? Because last year, or was it 2023? I think it was.
Yeah, that's when it started.
When he had his solid year, like it was solid, and then he got hurt, and then they were excited to have him back last year. Texas A&M was, and then it was just sloppy, and he got hurt again, and so can he stay healthy? And that's the biggest question.
You made a good point about the defense. Trevor, can you put the schedule from last year back up?
I certainly can do that, good sir. Give me uno momento.
I just wanted to point it out. Look at their losses in the first two games. Oklahoma, they lost by 4.
And that was very close. That was close.
Yes. They got blanked by Cincinnati, blanked by Iowa, Kansas 42-14. But the offense, the most points they scored all season was what? 30? 33 against Rice.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And but look, in the games they lost, they just could not find the end zone at all. And so, when they were able to find the end zone, the defense kept them in games, to have a winnable season. And I do think at some point last year, we even touched on it about how bad their pass rush was. Mm-hmm. And I think it was the Oklahoma game specifically. I'm pretty sure we was watching that. And they had every opportunity to win the game. They just could not get in the backfield. I do think pieces are there for them to, be a sleeper team in the Big 12. But again, it's like every other team we've talked about. It's going to come down to quarterback play. They've got to find some semblance of offense to be able to move the ball.
Yeah, Wegman's going to be a good addition because anything's better than the quarterbacks that they had last year. The offense was doing nothing. At least Wegman gives you some experience underneath center where, if nothing else, you can make him into more of a game manager. And I do mean that as a compliment, everybody. I'm just going to make that clear. I don't mean that as a dig or anything.
We here at Gridiron Sports do not put down the game manager quarterbacks. Sorry,
we like.
I prefer them.
I prefer them because I know that I can trust them not to turn the ball over.
Yep.
Keep the offense on schedule. Like that's the kind of things that you need from a veteran quarterback like Wegman. No
game
turnovers.
Win natties.
Yep. Game managers win natties. That's correct. Absolutely. But 1,000%, he's going to have to be that where he's going to be the general on the field. Mm-hmm. He's got to take that role and run with it. Otherwise, it's going to be another kind of rough season. I feel like if they can't get some solid play from Wegman underneath center.
Because you look at who's behind him, and it's Zion Chris, and it's not. It's not good. I mean, 2023 was his best season. He was still 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Last year, again, I know the entire offense was challenged, so it's not always just a quarterback's fault. But still, I mean, 63% completion, that's great, but 4 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. You're trying to force things. You're trying to do something to create anything that you can. So maybe it's better than what the stats show. Yeah, some people say stats don't lie, but it's sometimes they tell the truth too. So maybe they do lie. Maybe they tell the truth. I don't know. It just depends. We'll see what happens with this room, but obviously all eyes are on Connor Wigman and if he's healthy. Blake, you mentioned the wide receiver class. It's legit. Broussard again. I think you mentioned him from Louisiana too. I mean, they've got guys, and then offensive line. 2 of them they're all conference type players. On the line, and then really it just depends on the portal. Which one of these guys plug in and fill that gap, and who meshes the best. You've got guys from New Mexico on the line. You got guys interconference transfer from Baylor, and coming. You got guys from all across the country. Another one from Texas Tech, Dalton Merriman, is the one that I think is what I've read is who they're really projecting out of that portal class to step in and be a guy. So the offense is there. To me, there's weapons. The running backs, they've got good-looking running backs, weapons. What, you guys see anything out there? One I was reading about was Deion Connors.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they have a plethora of weapons that are fast enough to make a difference, in my opinion. I just think that it's going to be wide receiver and running back by committee, more so with this team than anything else, because there's not just one wide receiver that you're going to be able to key on. I think they have to have 3 to 4 wide receivers set all the way across the board, and then just utilizing everybody. And running out of that set probably is what's going to help them out a lot. I could be wrong, but I've always said, and I said this last year about Houston, is that it's the one team in the Big 12 that could easily become a power if they have the right coaching staff, the right backing. They could easily become the power just because of their location. Just because of their location, they have the potential to become huge if they want it, if they really want it.
Yeah, I mean, Houston's obviously Houston, right?
Right.
And Willie Fritz did great things at Tulane. I think they've got a coach that, I mean, he's proven
pull
himself.
It off.
It's just, it's Houston. They're starting off in the low echelons here of the Big 12, and they've got to rise. And to me, you give this man some time to cook and figure out what's going to happen here.
I think the great start was getting a veteran quarterback in there to help kind of calm things down on the offense potentially, and I think that's a good start.
Yeah, to me, it's a gamble. If if it works, it's going to be really good, especially with the receivers that, like Blake mentioned, that have been brought in. But I also mentioned Dean Connors. Rushing wise, over at Rice, he had 780 yards on the ground, 9 touchdowns, but his receiving too, 62 receptions. 485 receiving yards. So that's, if you use this guy, as a slot type or like out of the backfield on passing downs, watch out. I mean, he's obviously a weapon, and he's 6 foot. He's 6'2", 6 foot, 205 pounds, at least per ESPN. So, I mean, that's somebody to watch out for. Mismatch.
Yep.
All
Absolutely.
right. Defense side. We said it last year as a whole. I mean, they held them in the games, but there was times they also got, the whole team got blown out. So can they plus up there? Really, I was looking at retooling the secondary that they've lost some players, in the portal there. That'll be the toughest ones to replace. But then really up front, I see a lot of shuffling probably going to take place. And just, can they get the pass rush that Blake mentioned? What do you guys see? Do you think that's possible?
I love what they're. I like what they're doing with the size on the D linemen that they're bringing in. I mean, they got the Khalil Lafou, D lineman from Washington State, coming in at 6'3", 293. Joshua Donald from App State.
That's a big
at
one.
6'1", 320. And then honestly, I know we don't talk about it very much, but they do have a signed 2 D linemen coming in. DK Mays, 6'4", 250. He's a little on the lighter side, but he's a freshman. So you got the summer to bulk up, and then they have Travis Buhake. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Buhake. I really do apologize if that's wrong.
No, man, it's all good.
But I'm not positive. But I mean, he's a 4-star D lineman out of Arlington, Texas, 6'2", 255.
Yeah.
Which he could be more of a flex guy if he stays at that weight. If he's got quick feet, you could put him out on the edge and make it more of a run stopper type D line and packaging. I love the D line and what they're bringing into this season, and I think it's good. I said it before on other shows. My focus, just like with any offseason, and this should be with any team, your front 7 should be your most important. Making sure that front 7 crew is the best you can possibly get.
Yeah.
I know corners and safeties are important. They certainly are. However, they are more plentiful. There are way more talented safeties and corners than there are D linemen and linebackers. And so that's why I like seeing that they went after some linebackers. They went after some D linemen, and they do have a couple safeties on here as well. And I like their defensive haul in this transfer portal plus their recruiting class of freshmen. They have 3 D linemen that I'm counting right here that are all coming in as freshmen as well.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, but and that's something that they need to replace. You know, you lose Holmes to Texas Tech on the D line. He's 6'2", 295, but you go out and you replace guys. The biggest hits were corner and safety. Jeremiah Wilson going over to Florida State, and literally all the interception production is gone. They went off to LSU and to Florida State. AJ Halsey was the other safety that just recently committed to LSU. So those are ones that you got to watch for replacing. But like you said, it's not always as difficult to replace. Like not to go off tangent too much, but like Michigan, we lost Keon Saab down to Alabama, and really thought that position, oh man, it's so hard to take a hit there, but they were able to go on the portal, get some guys, and honestly, the defense really came into their own for Michigan. So it's possible here for Houston as well.
Speaking to that point, real quick on Michigan, just real quick point. This year is the year that you're going to have to pay attention to the defense because they've lost so much.
Yeah,
especially on the front 4.
Very true. So, very true.
It goes with everybody.
It goes with everybody, and D-line is so important, and I think Houston did a solid job there. Joshua Donald's one I like a lot. I think that's going to be a really nice pick for him. All right, boys, let's look at the schedule unless you guys got anything else on the defensive side. 2025 schedule. Let me pull it up real quick. Accidentally exited out. There it is. It's on the screen too. It's just smaller on mine. All right, so you're looking at this 2025 schedule, and let me give you the numbers before we get into it. Vegas doesn't like it. Over-under is over at 5.5. Returning production, they are also in the upper 60s. Portal, the 27th class, and then the S&P Plus, 59th. So that's better than what we said about UCF per the advanced stats. Only by a couple, but still. Let's look at the schedule now, boys. What are you seeing on it? That middle looks freaking nasty. What are you guys? What are you guys feeling?
Yeah, the middle's nasty. There's no real way. It's just nasty.
This is probably the toughest Big 12 schedule.
I was looking at you.
I'm okay with saying that too. I'm okay with saying that too, Blake. I think this is probably the toughest stretch in all, not all big, but definitely the Big 12. Toughest schedule in the Big 12 for sure.
God bless. I was looking. I need to go back and look because we had a easiest schedule, toughest schedules.
If you're looking at this schedule and Connor Wigman breaks his tibia in week 1, then Houston is going 3-8, 3-9. Yeah, I mean they may only beat the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks and then lose out. I mean, you better hope he's got a good ankle.
Yeah, I mean, he really this season depends on his health.
And I'm rooting for him. I like.
Oh hell
Broccoli.
yeah! Oh, broccoli, man. No, I mean seriously, Stephen F. Austin. That's a tough FCS team, but that's a win. You got to chalk it up. You have to beat Rice. You cannot lose to freaking Rice. Even though Rice, they're a solid Group of 5 team. Colorado, they're retooled at quarterback. They've got Salter over there, but they also have the young 5-star who's going to be it. After the greatest players in their history have left, according to them anyway. They retired their jerseys. Oregon State, that's a good team from the Pac-2 Group of 5 side. Group 5 plus is what I call it. I think that's a team you need to watch out for. Do not take them lightly. And then, like you said, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, Arizona, all these teams that some of these we've already talked about as retooled and might surprise some people, at least get to 6 wins.
Like that just stretch is just
this is
stupid.
Tough.
That stretch is stupid.
If your defense plays half as good as it did last year, even a little bit better, and that offense is actually clicking, okay, I can roll with you guys getting to that 8-win, 9-win mark, but it's going to be tough. And it all again depends on Connor Wigman's health. If he goes down, God help you. Blake said it. It's I seriously, I was looking over at this side of the screen, like looking at the guys, and then I panned over and I was like, oh my God. So yeah. Houston fans, let us know what you're feeling.
What was the over under again, real quick?
Over under is 5.5. And I see what
I'll say the over right now, but holy hell.
I want this team to get a goddamn bowl game. Get 6.
What they do have in their favor is so much of the Big 12 is unknown.
Yeah.
Because a lot of teams are retooling, like you said, like Arizona's restructured. TCU's got a lot of changes. UCF's got a lot of changes. So their best bet is to hope Wigman stays healthy and these other teams don't pan out. Because if they pan out and Wigman, does something to a ligament or whatever he does, it's going to get bad fast.
Yeah, I agree. So Houston fans, let us know what you're feeling, man. We're not trying to shit on you guys because I like
rooting
Houston
for you.
We are rooting for you.
A good Houston team with those powder blue uniforms.
Talk to me, Daddy. Yes, I love it. Sorry,
I just like Cougars. I'm a big Cougar fan. One of my favorite Cougs.
We love Cougars. I'll tell you. I've seen a few in my time. No, I haven't. My wife might be listening, but no, I have not. Either way, you guys let us know. Hit us in the comments. Oh shit, baby, what's up? No, all right. We'll see you guys. I gotta get off this. Get off the juice, and let us subscribe, like all that stuff. Let us know how you're feeling. I probably said that already. We'll see you guys later.
Have a good night, everybody.